Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. A Bachelor in Paradise couple is experiencing an emotional medical emergency, and it will be interesting to see how it all plays out. Will they be okay, or will they have to leave the island permanently to deal with this horrible situation? Keep an eye out for more information about what will happen. A few of the Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 cast members have formed genuine ties. Jess Edwards and Spencer Conley have been a couple since the beginning. Kat Izzo and Dale Moss have had an on-and-off relationship, with her trying and him still wanting to explore. Then, a golden couple unexpectedly fell in love and appeared to be really happy. Captain Kim Bike and Faith Martin have created a remarkable bond that would give anyone hope that their loved one is out there. They both failed in their seasons of The Golden Bachelor and The Bachelorette, but the tide has shifted. The couple found solace in each other and their respective backstories, making the romance effortless. Unfortunately, everything is going to change in the Monday, August 11th episode of BIP. Captain Kim has already been examined by the island's medical personnel after his heart rate spiked. He had an EKG and is now giving an update with Faith. Kim indicated that he had been sleeping well, but something wasn't right. As a result, further precautions will be required to ensure his well-being. Of course, Faith became really emotional after discovering what was going on with Kim. She appears to be extremely happy with him on Bachelor in Paradise, so she is definitely interested in seeing where things may go. The possibility that he could be gravely ill is horrifying. He tried to console Faith and explain that this was a wonderful thing. Captain Kim Bike is trying to be optimistic about Faith Martin's Bachelor in Paradise adventure. He's even declared that they're not there for the money, which is not performative. Rather, he has discovered his reward in his new girlfriend, which is all that matters. Since the season began and Kim joined the program, viewers have seen a different side of him. They describe him as lovely and loving, which is a departure from how he has previously been presented. Hopefully, Captain Kim will be all right, and they are simply precautionary steps. Furthermore, it would be romantic to witness him and Faith depart happily in love. From the moment the sun began to rise over the pristine shoreline of the Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 resort, there was a different energy in the air. The waves rolled in with their usual lazy rhythm, but the laughter, chatter, and flirtatious banter that normally punctuated breakfast on the beach were noticeably subdued. Faith Martin sat at one of the shaded wooden tables, hands clasped tightly around a mug of coffee she hadn't touched. She stared out toward the ocean, her expression a mix of worry and disbelief, as if she were still trying to convince herself that the events of the past 12 hours weren't real. Across from her, Captain Kim Bike shifted uncomfortably in his seat. He had a practiced smile on his face, one meant to reassure her, the cameras, and maybe even himself, but it was obvious to anyone paying attention that he was still pale, still fatigued, and still hiding something under that charming veneer. The night before, what was supposed to be an idyllic evening had taken a frightening turn. The cast had been gathered for a bonfire near the shoreline, sharing s'mores and swapping stories about the most embarrassing moments in their respective dating histories. Faith had been sitting close to Kim, leaning into his arm, her laughter lighting up the group. Then, mid-conversation, Kim had gone quiet. Faith felt his arm tense around her, and when she turned to look, she saw that his breathing was shallow. His skin had a grayish tint under the flickering firelight. "Kim, are you okay?" she had asked, her voice just loud enough to draw the attention of a few nearby contestants. At first, he waved her off, insisting he was fine, just a little lightheaded from the heat of the fire and maybe dehydration. But as the moments passed, Faith wasn't convinced. One of the producers, sensing something was wrong, had radioed for the on-site medical team. Within minutes, the laughter had been replaced by tense murmurs as two medics arrived with a portable EKG monitor. They led Kim to a quieter corner away from the group, Faith trailing close behind. She could see the concentration on the medics' faces as they applied the electrodes and began reading his heart rhythms. The machine beeped steadily, but the look the medics exchanged told her that something was amiss. That night, after a preliminary evaluation, the medics advised Kim to rest and undergo a more thorough examination in the morning. He agreed reluctantly, not wanting to alarm Faith or the other cast members any further. But Faith barely slept, lying awake in the dark, listening to the gentle hum of the ceiling fan above her bungalow and replaying the scene in her mind over and over. Now, as the morning sun streamed through the palm fronds, Kim was giving her, and the rest of the beach, his official update. "They think it might have been just a spike," he said softly, his hand reaching across the table to cover hers. "Could be stress, could be the heat. But they're not taking any chances, so I'm going for more tests today." Faith swallowed hard, trying to keep her composure. "But what if it's something more?" she asked. "Then we'll deal with it," he replied simply. Together. That word, together, was what undid her. She felt tears prick her eyes and blinked them away before the cameras could fully capture them. Kim wasn't just her paradise fling. In the short weeks since they had met on this beach, he had become something far more substantial. They were both older, both more experienced, both acutely aware that the dating show format was a strange and sometimes manipulative backdrop for romance. And yet, against all odds, they had found something real here. Their connection had been instantaneous but unforced. From their first conversation, about the music that had shaped their lives and the resilience it takes to rebuild after heartbreak, it had felt as though they were simply picking up a conversation they'd started decades ago. While younger contestants fluttered from one connection to another, chasing chemistry or screen time, Kim and Faith had built something steady. Something that didn't need constant validation from rose ceremonies. That was why the thought of losing him even this early was so unbearable. As the day went on, the atmosphere on the beach was split between lighthearted drama in other corners and the quiet, watchful concerns surrounding Faith and Kim. Jess Edwards and Spencer Conley, still the most solid young couple on the beach, made a point of checking in on them. Jess brought Faith fresh fruit, while Spencer offered Kim a bottle of water and a pat on the shoulder. "We're here if you need anything, man," he said. Even Kat Izzo, who had been wrapped up in her own roller coaster with Dale Moss, took a break from her usual romantic strategizing to sit with Faith for a while. "I know we don't know each other that well," Kat said, "but I can see how much he means to you. Whatever happens, you're not alone here." The day's filming schedule shifted subtly to accommodate Kim's medical follow-ups. The camera still rolled, of course. Bachelor in Paradise never truly stopped filming, but the producers gave Kim and Faith a little more space, framing their storyline now around the uncertainty and the possibility that they might have to leave together. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.